What's up, Frenzy Head Nation? It's Coach Cole coming at you live with our weekend wrap-up edition of Sports Frenzy Season 16, Episode 6. All right, this week I have Laura Haviland staff winners, Mr. Randolph and Skelton with a tie at 22, and Kelsey Jimenez was our other winner. And I believe that I forgot to write it down. It was 23 points there. Mapstone had 19 points this week. Sophie got 15 points. LH had 16 points. Dan had 12 points. Chase, 10 points. Liam, 11 points. And NASCAR, Dance and Deb, you finished with 18 points. All right, let's get into the wrap-up. High school football action. In the rivalry game, we had the Adrian Maples pulling it off against the Tecumseh Indians. 23-7 was your final score there. Jonesville Comets get a big win over the Addison Panthers. They blanked them 20-0. Was your final. In your first 3-point bonus game of the week, the Onstead Wildcats got the win over the Blissfield Royals, 33-27. Was your final there. 8-man football action. This game was on Saturday. BD, Britton Deerfield, getting a big win over the Holton Red Devils, 56-21 was your final there. Columbia Central Golden Eagles tearing it up against Vandercook Lake Jayhawks, 60-13 was your final in that one. Clinton Red Wolves dominating the Hillsdale Hornets, 69-14. Final for that one. The Chelsea Bulldogs getting it done against the Ypsilanti Grizzlies, 36-6 final score. And the Hudson Tigers dominating the Dundee Vikings, 64-14 was your final in that one. Back to 8-man football action. We got the Lenawee Christian Cougars getting a big win over the Morenci Bulldogs, 62-28 is your final in that one. In the Ida Blue Streaks over the Madison Trojans, 40-19 is your final there. Manchester gets a squeaker of a win over the Leslie Blackhawks, 30-29 was your final in that one. And Sand Creek gets dominated, destroyed, whatever you want to call it, 42-12 was your final in that one. College football action. We got the Adrian Bulldogs over the Albion Brightons. They got the win 28-7 was your final there. Siena Heights Saints getting their win on the final farewell season, 37-29 over the Judson Eagles. The Hillsdale Chargers fall to the Tiffin Dragons, 28-21 was your final in that one. The mighty Michigan Wolverines get it done against the Wisconsin Badgers, 24-10 was your final there. In your second 3-point bonus game of the week, the Nebraska Cornhuskers beat the MSU Sparties, 38-27 was your final in that one. Final college football game of the week. We have the Alabama Crimson Tide beating the Vanderbilt Commodores, 30-14 was your final there. Moving on to NFL football action, we had our early morning game in week 5 of 18. The Minnesota Vikings get a squeaker of a win over the Cleveland Browns in the final seconds of the game. 21-17 was your final there. Finishing our later game, the Detroit Lions getting it done against the Cincinnati Bengals that let the Bengals hang around in the fourth quarter. 37-24 was your final in that one. Go Lions. In our NASCAR results for the Bank of America Royal 400, Revolve 400, however you pronounce that, your winners were S. Van Grisbergen and the number 88 Chevy. Coming in second was Kay Larson and the number 5 Chevy. And coming in third was C. Bell and the number 20 Toyota. And that is your NASCAR results this week. If you picked one of those guys, then you got a point. NASCAR is getting into their playoff action, I believe, starting next week. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the weekend wrap-up edition of Sports Frenzy. Hey, everybody, have a great start to their week. We'll be back here again real soon with the next edition of Sports Frenzy for you guys. So take care, be blessed, and have a great start to your week. I'm the coach, and we'll talk again soon. Catch you later.